Let me start by asking you a question. Please raise your hands if you think that artificial intelligence is going to impact the future working world. Yeah? Okay, keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up if this is something that concerns you. Okay, I see still quite a few hands up. Now, it doesn't come as a surprise, right? Because that's what we read in the media. AI is going to take your job, or it's going to take someone's job. And it's also not coming as a surprise because fear sells a little bit better than hope, right? But today, I would like to focus on hope. I would like to show you how AI can actually also enhance workforce efficiency. How? I'm supposed to have slides here. I can also do without the slides, but if you get the slides, would be nice. Perfect, there you go. So how? Most importantly, by the automation of repetitive tasks. So AI can handle repetitive, monotonous, and honestly often very boring tasks, so that the skilled workers can focus on the more complex and also the more strategic aspects of their role. One of the most discussed use cases for AI in the energy sector is predictive maintenance. So AI can analyze historical data and then predict potential failures and maintenance needs. So to first of all reduce downtimes and to also overall improve the performance of the assets so that the maintenance teams can actually focus on the more critical repairs and improvements. And when we talk about a decentralized energy system, we also talk about an energy system where we're going to have a lot of data. And AI can process this amount of data quickly and then basically create valuable insights for energy professionals to make informed decisions based on real-time data. So we see in the future there is still a huge demand for skilled workers. However, their role is going to evolve alongside AI integration. Now, that all sounds great, right? But we know life isn't always that simple, and it's not always just good and bad, because of course the technology also brings some challenges that we have to tackle. So this rapid evolution of AI demands workers with specific skills. And in order to prepare the workers, we need comprehensive training programs to upskill existing workers and to train new talents. So fostering a culture of continuous improvement is really important. And a second very important aspect is that we have to assure that AI applications are fair, transparent, and follow ethical practices. So we need proper guidelines and we need a governance framework that addresses biases, privacy concerns, and also accountability. And only if we tackle these challenges and we lay a proper foundation, we can really have an AI that's not only enhancing workforce efficiency, but even address the problem of skill shortage. That here is a Monstera deliciosa. It's a plant you might have seen in a lot of offices and households. And even if you're not a big plant person like me, and I love this plant very much. And then last year, I went to the rainforest in Costa Rica, and I saw the plant in its natural habitat. It's a massive plant. It grows up the trees to the sun. It's big. So nothing compared to the plant that we have in our households. And I truly believe if we lay the proper foundation, then artificial intelligence can be the tree for our workforce, aka the plants, to really thrive to its full potential. How? AI-powered platforms can match job seekers with relevant positions based on experience, based on skills, and also based on preferences. So we're going to have more efficient recruitment, lower time to hire, and a better alignment of skills with job requirements. So basically like a Tinder for the energy working world. AI can also predict workforce needs based on industry trends, based on retirements and project plans, so that with this predictive workforce planning, we can have proactive hiring and also minimizing the skill gap. And when we talk about the skill gap, and we heard this a lot, this whole big topic of learning platforms, AI can also help with that, creating personalized learning paths that are tailored to individual needs to really focus on the specific skills each person needs. So we see there's a massive potential for AI when it comes to the workforce. However, we have to, as most things in life, still address it carefully and also look at the challenges. Now, before I finish, let me ask you again. I asked you a few minutes ago, who is concerned about the impact AI has in the working world? Now, please raise your hands again if you're still as concerned as you were like 4 or 5 minutes ago. Okay, there's still a few. Either you got tired or some of you maybe got a few new ideas and saw that AI is not only a threat for the working world, but can actually also be a chance. And even if it was just one person, I definitely reached my goal for today. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the BTD.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Please come and join me here for a moment. If we have time, I would love to see if we have any questions from the audience. Do we have anyone who has a question for Benoit Revaz or Lisa Kratochwill? Yes. If we have time, I'll hear from the back, and then I'll ask my colleague Tommy to bring a microphone over. If we have time for questions from the audience. Here it is. Please address to whom you will ask your question first.
I cannot remember the names, so I'm sorry. I'm going to address it to the whole panel. I can't see the names there anyway. I'm really fascinated by the thinking about AI. I think as an engineer, I come from a university in the UK. We have now a funding to train about 70 PhD students in sustainability AI. We see it as an opportunity. And I think it's really important in panels like this to get academia to be engaged, because at the end of the day, we are the people that we actually provide the training, be it the short courses or long courses. And I think the impact of AI on systems like renewable energy, like energy efficiency, like refurbishment and so forth, are extremely important, because that will really eliminate for us quite a lot of the pain. For example, in a city like Berlin, I can put that in software and I'll do a digital twin of Berlin, and I can tell the Berlin municipality what they can do first with the funding that they have based on the data that we have already. So it's really an enabler. There are also dangers with AI. We all recognize these, but it's an enabler for us, especially in sustainability, and transitioning to net zero is really an extremely important thing to do. The question is, how do you feel, excuse me, how do you feel about the comment I just said here, that universities play a major role in driving the transition through training and utilizing AI? How do you feel about that? Either you are in industry or in any entities or organizations. How do you feel that this role could be achieved in combining what you're doing?
Thank you very much. So I think the question is about the role of universities in training when it comes to AI. Please, Lisa.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you that universities play an important role. But I think we shouldn't forget, when we talk about learning programs for skilled workers, we're not talking about, the people that are sitting here now. We are not talking about researchers. We are talking about the workers actually working, in, let's say, the power plants. I saw that I'm working at the Austrian utility, and I was talking with the people working at our power plants. And for them, it sounds crazy, but they don't even know what AI sometimes is. So I feel that's where we have to start, That's how we can then also really use its potential, because it makes no sense if we are all developing, our AI models and that are super, helpful, if the people actually having to use it don't understand it, or don't understand it and therefore fear it. So I feel universities are important, but we should not forget about, actually bringing the knowledge to the people that are using the applications. Yeah, I mean, obviously there could be collaborations, right? But then I think you also have to make sure the way you make these trainings is, tailored for the right audience. Because sometimes, and I feel it's also about myself, when I start talking about AI, I'm starting to use all these buzzwords, and people don't even understand anymore what I'm talking about. So you have to really understand where you have to start. Sometimes you have to start very early at the beginning to make them understand what's it all about.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I want to make sure to give you a chance to respond, Benoit Revas.
Yes, one important point you just mentioned is collaboration. We had some interesting pilot and demonstration projects with universities involved and companies. And I see an important role for universities in that domain of AI to reduce complexity for the workers you mentioned, and to make the appliances very accessible.
Thank you very much. Do we have another question, perhaps, from the audience? I have a question. I'm sorry, I didn't see whose hand was first. I think we're, Tommy's closer to you. Tommy here.
Maybe if we make it quick, we can have both questions.
We have about 3 minutes left, please.
Oh, I go first. Okay. Beyond the HR side, what else do you see applications for AI in the solar industry?
So you said in the solar industry or
yeah, in the renewable energy industry?
Do you have like time until tomorrow? I mean, there are a lot of applications. I think what's really important is to understand like where AI can really have the biggest impact. You know, you shouldn't be like, oh, AI is like, you know, it's cool. Let's find a use case. Let's do it. You really have to see where it can has the biggest impact. Not just use it to use it, but use it because it actually is useful. I think that's very important when you talk about AI.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to be sure I think we have time for a question here. Thank you for helping out.
Thank you very much. So I'm working for IFC, part of the World Bank Group, and my question would be we're talking about energy transition. I'd be very much interested in how we can make this AI a green, sustainable transition, because I don't remember which source it was, but I read an article about how much AI is actually costing in energy, and how much, for example, ChatGPT 1, 2, 3, 4, the different versions we have by now, how much this is actually costing in energy, and is there some plan that just goes along with I think AI is great, I want to support this, but is there also a parallel plan that also comes up with some sort of offsetting, or I don't know. That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The question is about AI and energy consumption.
Efficiency. Yeah. That's very bad. Energy efficiency of AI in some models, it's awful, right? So it's definitely a problem that challenge that we have to tackle. And it comes a bit to what I just said to you before. So if you look at a use case and you want to, for example, have a use case where you want to make a process more energy efficient with AI, and then the AI model uses more energy than you actually save, that makes no sense, right? So we have to see where we can use AI to make a process better, but at the same time not like, you know, losing all the advantages by the energy problem we have. And there are a lot of a lot of projects also that try to make to make AI more energy efficient. That's not really my expertise, but it's a very important aspect that we definitely should not forget when we talk about AI.
Thank you very much. Any other questions from the audience for this session? We have another question here in our second row. This will be our last question for this pitch session.
Hello, my name is Munif Barakat, and my question is to Mr. Benoit. You mentioned that there are some companies who are contractors that are dropping jobs and contracts because of lack of workforce. So basically, I think that our problem is not in the highest skilled, let's say, segment, but in the, let's say, middle range, some like installers, workers, electricians, people that work in the construction industry. And I see it's a problem in here, like the path for someone to transition to Germany, to do a couple of years of local German language, and then study like for 1 or 2 years to become an Elektromeister or like Dachmeister, or somebody who is skilled to perform a certain job, is a 2, 3, 4, 5 years way. It's impossible to solve with the current, let's say, regulations in place. So do you see any possible, I don't know, light in the end of this tunnel, or are we going to talk about this forever and not doing anything meaningful because we are actually constrained by policy?
Thank you very much for the question. It's an important one, Benoit Revas. We have about a minute left.
Yeah, it's a key point, and we very much see the vocational training as an answer for that. Because with the vocational training, what we organize in Switzerland is that you start with 15 or 16 vocational training. And if you want to continue, you learn it as an electrician, and you want to continue, you can make a bridge and become an engineer with 3 more years. And so you can mobilize very early young people, and the ones who want to get one step further, they can do it. And this is one part. Then to mobilize people that had another jobs, there the private sector has started to organize its own training system, because they see they can't count on the public sector to do that, and they are investing in new training opportunities. Of course, it's pretty slow compared to the needs, but it helps to address it very specifically, as these people are hands-on very rapidly in order to learn the new job they want to have.
Thank you so much, Benoit Revaz. My thanks also to Lisa Kratochwill. Thank you also so much, audience, for your fantastic questions. We love to have your participation. Join the dialogue. Be sure if you are posting about this session or any of the sessions at the BETD that you use that hashtag BETD24. What a pleasure to see you both here today.